Welcome, Leafs fans, to an early episode of Game Over Toronto. My name's Harnish, and today I'm going to be alone covering this fantastic game. The first of two games in Stockholm, Sweden for the NHL's Global Series. And who other than our Swedish boy, William Nylander, to clutch it up, win the game for us, and just show an outstanding effort. There's a lot that we're going to get into, a lot to talk about with Nylander, a lot to talk about that line with Bertuzzi, Tavares, and Nylander as well. There's so much to talk about today, and the good thing for you guys is since I am alone on this episode, I'll be reading the chat quite a bit, so if you guys want to have a conversation, if you guys want to talk about anything or bring up some stuff, there's a high likelihood that I'll be checking that out as well. But before we get into it, let's get a word from our sponsor. The NHL season is heating up, and there's never been a better time to get in on the action. Whether you're looking to hammer an Austin Matthews anytime goal or ride the puck line with the Montreal Canadiens, our partners at Sign Up Expert want to make sure you're ready to sweat your bets with one of the best. Sign Up Expert is hooking up our listeners with one of the newest sportsbooks available in Canada, Betano. Betano is home to some of the best odds when it comes to betting on the NHL and offers unique markets including virtual soccer and basketball. All you have to do to get started is scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the description to register and place that first bet. If you thought the Vancouver Canucks have been the best surprise of the season so far, wait until you try Betano. Don't walk, run to check out Betano today. Scan that QR code or hit the link in the description to get started and start sweating your bets with the best. Always remember to bet responsibly and within your means. Viewers must be 19 older to sign up for Betano. All right. Let's talk about this game. The boys arrived in Sweden just a couple days ago. They had some time to settle in. They got used to the jet lag, got some tours by our Swede boys. I mean, Lagesson, we had Nylander. Stockholm is home to Nylander too, right? I mean, he lives like 30 minutes away from there. He grew up 30 minutes away. So personally, I haven't been to Sweden, but my dad has been many times, and he's absolutely loved it. So it's something that's definitely on my list to travel in the future. And the Leafs showed up in that third. I mean, the first and the second was a little bit shaky, but that third period, they really woke up and got it going. Before we get into that, though, it was good to see the Leafs honor Borje Salming again, the NHL honor Borje, for all his contributions and the way that he paved the way for Swedish players all over the league. As Leafs fans, we're so lucky to have him like don our white and blue, don the Leaf. It's really nice to see the Borje patches again show up on the shoulders. And the Leafs changed the uniform a little bit. They got the blue buckets with the white jerseys. I think that was a pretty cool, sweet addition. But let's get into the game. So the Leafs, they haven't played in 5 days. So it's been a long layoff, right? And now we're playing in Sweden, traveling across the world, playing in Sweden in a new territory. But our opponents, the Red Wings, I mean, this is the second half of the back-to-back. They were able to play last night against the Sens, a game that they lost in OT. They were down 4-0 to the Sens. And then within a span of like 8 minutes, they score 4 goals to tie the game and then lose in OT. The Leafs are like, yeah, you know what? Let's do you one better. Not only are we going to tie the game up in record time, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to beat you 2-3. So it was a fantastic effort, but I think we got to start off by with the first period, right? Because we can't forget the first 2 periods were a little bit shaky, right? I mean, the Leafs they started off and they looked like they were just not in it. Maybe it was just the time off, the layoff. Maybe it was the fact that they weren't that they're in a new country. Maybe it's the fact that they were just chilling in Sweden and then they were just having a good time, and when it came time to game time, they just couldn't get it going, right? But that first period looked shaky. I mean, it started off with Yarncroc missing an open Nylander, an open pass to Nylander, like a minute into the game. That would have been a really good look. It would have been really cool to see Nylander just start off with a goal right off the bat. It would have been absolutely amazing to see, but no, it wasn't to be. But the Leafs, they won on a PK pretty early on. It was a Marner hook in. Leafs do a pretty good job of clogging the lanes, clogging the net. You'll see that quite a bit. I mean, I feel like we did a pretty good job with our our penalty kill in this game. And Sammy was able to control the puck. He was able to position correctly, so he's not shaky. Now that is something that kind of went to the wayside on a couple of the Detroit goals. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, like the first two periods, there was not really, or the first period in particular, there wasn't really much going on. I mean, it was we got 5 shots on goal to their 8, but the passing was just not looking up to par. I mean, they weren't connecting on like anything essentially. They looked like they were just fanning on passes, not able to collect. And the worst part was they weren't even shooting enough, which was really weird. You got line and net, like a third line, the third goaltender for the Red Wings. I know he looked pretty good for the Panthers last year, and he was a big reason why they made the playoffs. But throw some shots on, right? And I think that was a huge reason why we made that comeback in the third. You're just throwing shots out and just hoping that something goes in, right? But yeah, the Red Wings, on the other hand, they started off goddamn hot. Holy shit! The second half to a back-to-back, like you couldn't. There's no one that could have guessed that the way that they played. Holy shit! They were playing fast. They were playing hard. They were like hounding the pucks anytime it came into our side. Wherever the puck is, they were just hounding it. They looked like demons out there. It was just really weird. Really weird to see. Especially for a team that's been off a 5-game layoff, and then like the Red Wings, I mean, they went to OT literally the game before. Just the way that they started, just complete opposites. Just really funny. Anyways, towards the end of the period, the Leafs, they got onto penalty kill, Bertuzzi slashing. Bert wasn't really happy with that one. He thought Mata let the stick go. I can't really be too mad about that. It's a penalty that, like, you're gonna get tilted if you're Bertuzzi in this situation, because like you feel like the other guy just dropped a stick too early, but it's something that just gets called, right? Kind of sucks that the Leafs there was like 4 tripping penalties for the Leafs that the Leafs should have gotten or whatever to get on a power play. That was kind of annoying. The fact that after that they get that slashing penalty, but it is what it is. Now the second period, finally the game actually wakes up. It actually becomes a game. Unfortunately, not in the Leafs' favor. I mean, in this period, the Red Wings, this is where they score their 2 goals. But the way that the 3 minutes of absolute mayhem started was insane. So let's go into it a little bit, right? The Leafs had a goal, a no goal, right? It was Matthews was working around the boards. Marner takes a shot on the net, and the net gets dislodged by Jake Wallman, I believe. He hits his knees hard onto the side of the net. I mean, it looks like he lost a skate. There wasn't anyone that actually hit him. There wasn't any contact from a Leafs player or whatnot. He kind of just lost his skate and fell in, right? And as he fell in, pushed the net. Right, he took a while to get up. He got up after a while though. Went to the locker room, looked like he was fine, or got off the ice okay. But when we look back at that shot, it looked like there was a situation where maybe it might have gone in if the net wasn't pulled off, right? So the refs review it. They review the play and they say that the puck looks like it wasn't going to go in. Now, I'm a little bit confused about this, guys, because the way that I saw it and the way that the graphic that we saw on TSN showed a different story. So I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Tell me what you guys thought about that, because I thought it was kind of egregious and I thought it should have gone in. I'll pull up a little screenshot just so you guys can see. Let me go this way. So this is from TSN, right? This is straight from their broadcast. So shout out TSN for showing us this. But the dot that they're showing right on Wallman, right on his numbers, that's where the net should be, right? That's where the net should be, and that's where it got dislodged from. Now the angle of the shot, they drew a line showing the trajectory of the shot, right? And it looks like it's going in, like pretty obviously. It looks like it's gonna get past it, but for some reason it doesn't get called like going in. I am a little bit iffy on this. If we lost the game by 1 and this is the one that would have made all the difference, I think I would have been a little pissed off. I think I would have been a little cheesed. I just don't see what the ref saw in that. I mean, you have so many guys up there helping out with the reviews. You have so many guys up there checking out what's going on. And you call that a no goal? Like, what are you guys really doing out there? You guys have eyes. You guys can see what's going on, right? And all the people in the chat, like Matthew in chat, yeah, it should have been a goal. Roderick, that's a goal in every way. It's crazy that it was called not a goal. Darren could have been a power play too. Like, all of you guys are basically agreeing with me here. That it's kind of egregious that that didn't go in. Luckily, it didn't matter for us. We still won 3-2. But again, just something that was just weird, and the something that the Leafs or the league needs to really look into, and the refs need to look into. Just making sure that these calls are right. You guys had time, and this is what you came up with. Now, right after that, the next play after this Marner fiasco with that no goal, the exact next play, Springer gets gets it out to Rasmussen, and Samsonov is able to make the first save, right? He gets his toe out miraculously. I don't know how he's able to get his toe out, but he gets his toe out there and makes the first save. But following that initial save, there was a scramble in front of the net, and Riley covers the puck in the crease, saving a goal. So we went from the Leafs probably should have gotten that goal, in my opinion, at least, and from a lot of your opinions for the people in the chat. And the next play, the exact next play, the Red Wings get a penalty shot because Riley gets caught covering the puck in the crease, saving a goal. And obviously, Daniel Sprong is gonna score it, right? He goes in, and it's a fantastic shot. I mean, he played it perfectly well. He essentially waited as long as someone can possibly wait to finally shoot. It waits for Samsonov to bite. Once he bites, he gets down. Sprong gets around and just throws it into the net. I mean, fantastic, a fantastic shot. Sucks that happened, but I can totally see that was a penalty shot. It kind of sucks. It was just funny that the way that things went on with the previous no goal, and then right after that, like I think like less than 2 minutes later, Lucas Raymond, the Swede boy from the Red Wings, scores. This is his second goal in 2 games, by the way. I believe he scored a goal the last game too, when they were playing against the Sens, and he scored from a tough freaking angle. It was a really, really tough angle. It was a good shot, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I feel like Sammy should have had that. He should have been making that save. Tell me what you guys think in the chat. Like it's not a bad shot. If you're a winger, you're on that position, like just throw it out. See if it goes in. But Sammy, he just went under his elbow, looked like he was just a little frantic on that play, and I think it's just something that Sammy really should be saving, right? So it was unfortunate to see. And again, all of this happened within the span of like 3 minutes. 3 minutes, no goal. The Red Wings get a penalty shot because Riley covering up a puck on the crease, saving a goal, and then Lucas Raymond, the Swede boy, getting a goal, putting the Red Wings up 2-0. And I am like, this cannot get worse, right? This is absolutely the worst scenario, the worst timeline. What is going on? Straight after that, the Leafs give up another penalty right after that Lucas Raymond goal. Lagesson was supposed to get off, and instead he was supposed to get off. Gio jumps in, but instead Lagesson doesn't realize it. I think he was watching the puck just to see if maybe the puck gets shot out and he has to make a play, and the Leafs get called for a too many men on the ice. Now luckily nothing actually happened from that. The Leafs were able to lock it down. They didn't score on that too many men. But just 4 minutes of pure terror. Like, what is going on? Now let's get into the third period, right? Now the Leafs at this point, like I said, they're down 2-0, right? They have to make a colossal comeback to even have a shot in this game, right? And now this is the period that I think a lot of you in the chat are excited for. I think this is what you guys are waiting to get into, because holy crap, did the Leafs come out blazing. They controlled that period through and through. Other than like the last like minute of the game where I was just clenching my butt cheeks to make sure that nothing went in, we controlled that. And just a heads up play, there's like 190 of you guys watching right now. Make sure you guys hit the like button, eh? Love to see all of you guys here on an early game. It's really nice to see you guys come out, and there's a lot of people in the chat talking. So make sure if there's anything you have to say, let me know. I'm reading the chat. I'll bring it up. We're also gonna have a little presser at the end of the episode. So if you guys have any questions there, I'll be answering all of that too. Now let's get into the third period. All right. Early on, to begin that third period, I think it was like a minute in or something, minute or 2 minutes in, a puck hits Sammy and he looked frazzled. It looked like he was stunned, and I was like, what is going on? What happened? I checked the replay, and it looks like the puck traveled up the jersey in between the mask and hit him on the neck. Luckily, the shot, it didn't look like it hit him directly on the neck. Luckily, it looked like it bounced off of the jersey and traveled up, so that took away from some of the force. But he was pretty stunned. I mean, he dropped the stick pretty much immediately. Took him a while to get sorted out. The athletic trainers were brought in. They checked him out. Wall was on the sidelines, checking to see if he needs to make an unexpected entrance into the game. Luckily, Sammy was up and he was ready to go, so that was really good to see. And he pretty much locked down the fort after that, right? Bertuzzi, 3 minutes into the game, or into the third period, scores his fourth goal of the season, and Nylander's point streak continues. That entire goal, I mean, I cannot say more like good things about Nylander. Like, guys, tell me this guy isn't like the best Leaf on the ice for like a lot of the games. Like, holy crap, he basically dances around 3 of the Red Wings as he's pushing the puck up, and drops it straight onto the stick of Bertuzzi, who just taps it in. I mean, it was just a play from Nylander through and throughout. But Bertuzzi, good on him for finishing the shot. It's always good to see that, especially when he was having some troubles earlier on. But yeah, I mean, Patrick in the chat is saying Bertuzzi has arrived. Goddamn, yes, he has arrived, and I think he found his goddamn right spot in the lineup. Right, that Bertuzzi, Tavares, and Nylander lineup looked fucking deadly. That was by far the best lineup that we saw today. I mean, they're the ones who brought back the game for us, right? It was 2 goals on the 5-on-5 with them, and then that power play goal as well. Like, it was It was nuts. It's really, really good to see some kind of stability. It's good to see that line going, and it's really good to see Bertuzzi going because, goddamn, we put a lot of money into this guy. And to see him finally like find a place where he just like can play his style of play, it's really good. Like Nylander can use the puck, play on the puck, drive some plays, and Bertuzzi just screen in, looking for a tap and being a pest in front of the net, driving hard or playing hard along the boards. I think it's just a perfect fit. He looks so damn good. But let's move on. So right after that, the Leafs are in striking distance, right? Bertuzzi brings us up. It's a 2-1 game. We are straight up in it. We have the majority of the third period left to play, and we're only one down. David Camp with 13 minutes left. So 3 minutes later, he rings one off the goal post. That would have been nice to see. It would have been nice to see a little bit more from the other guy, or see a goal, or see something good out of those guys. Now, that's not to say that they were playing bad. I think that lineup played actually pretty well for the type of play that they needed. But again, unfortunate that he rings it off the post. And then the Leafs go on a power play. I believe this is 13 minutes into the third period. So Sider trips Matthew Nyes. First of all, good play by Matthew Nyes. He's able to draw the penalty over there. And William Nylander is the one who is able to score on that play. William Nylander, his 11th goal of the season, his 13th assist in this game. He's had 24 points in 16 games. He's playing like a man possessed. His whole it was really nice to see his whole family was out there, right? I mean, they had, like, it looked like they had like two whole rows of just Nylander family. When they panned to his family, it took like a whole 3 seconds to pan over to see his entire family. And they were mentioning his grandma. This is the first time she's watching her grandson on the ice in an NHL game. He's able to get an assist to get the Leafs up within one, and then obviously get a goal to tie the game. I mean, what more could you want? I mean, this is scripted so goddamn well. This guy is just on a heater and having a sweet guy score again. You couldn't have written this any better. The guy deserves so much credit. I love seeing Nylander play. I have my jersey. I should have worn my Nylander jersey, to be honest, for this. But yeah, this guy's gonna get paid, and he's gonna get paid what he's worth. Is he not, like, at this point, honestly, like, I feel like he's the number 2 guy, but like he's more valuable, sorry, than Marner at this moment, right? And again, you can say like, hey, you're looking at the hottest guy at the moment right now, right? A guy who's just lighting it up, right? But I feel like when he's playing, even in the playoffs, he's a performer. He's a guy that will use his body, and his play just translates well to the playoffs. He's just a really, really solid player, and I really want to see him signed up again. There was a lot of talk about Nylander coming into this global series, these 2 games that the Leafs are playing in Sweden, talking about, hey, maybe it's time to sign this boy up while he's at home. I mean, listen, I'm not against that. I would love that. That would be freaking amazing. But yeah, I just want to see this guy signed up. The GM can work out the numbers. True Living, do your job. Like, you can work out the numbers. I'm just a fan, and I want to see William Nylander. He's my guy. He's a Toronto boy, and he absolutely won us the game today. Now, finally, let's talk about the Tavares goal that actually brought us up 3-2. So this is a minute and 30 seconds after the Nylander goal on the power play, right? Straight off the draw. Again, Nylander. Like, he's been involved in all 3 fucking goals, man. Like, you guys gotta understand this. This guy's playing like playing out of his mind. So right off the draw, Nylander wins it. He gets it behind the net. Bertuzzi first of all, credit to Bertuzzi on this play. An absolute speed demon, and also just really good hounding the puck on the boards. Strips it off Hall of all people. That was really fun to see. Strips it off Hall, and he gets it to Tavares, who taps it in. Listen, this line, it's just so nice to watch when they're all hitting their stride and they're doing so well. It's just so much fun. It's so cool to see. And I'm looking at the comments. There's a lot of people talking about Willie and Roderick. I apologize for past comments of wanted Nylander traded earlier in the season. Sign him up right now. Figure out the cap later. I agree, brother. Yes, that's what we need to do. Lagesson also playing a good game. Yes, Lagesson played well. He was paired up with Benoit today. He looked great as well. I'm looking at Money Puck right now, and yeah, they played 6 minutes, and yeah, pretty much locked it down. He was fantastic to see. His family was also out there. I think his family was right in front of the Nylander family in the stands, so kind of cool to see that. But yeah, the Swedes showed up today. Järnkrok, also another Swede. Like, listen. They played well, and the Leafs deserve to win this game. I know they had a tough first 2 periods, but that third period just made up for it. It was just so nice to see. And this is the type of, you know, that this is the effort that we can get out of the Leafs, or you know that this is the potential that we can get out of the Leafs. We know that this is what they're capable of. Now it's a matter of, are they going to be able to show this day in, day out? Are they going to be able to show this each and every period? Are they going to be able to show this each and every play, right? That's the thing. Yeah, but there's I can't say anything wrong. This was a really fun game to watch. I loved watching this, and it's an early game too. I mean, it's only 5:30 right here in Mississauga for me. So after this, I mean, I got the whole rest of my day as well. But to end off the period, yeah. When I brought up the third period, yeah, that last minute really had me clenching my butt cheeks. I mean, Detroit had so many chances when they got that what was it? They pulled their goalie, and there was like 2 or 3 chances that the Leafs had to clear the puck and get the puck out of their zone, and they just weren't able to. I think one of them was Nylander as well. I was like, please, for the love of God, lock it down. Don't let them score. Don't go to OT, please. And yeah, locked it down. So again, the Leafs win 3-2 over the Red Wings. Their first of 2 games in Stockholm, their first of 2 games in Sweden. You love to see it, and you love to see the Swedish boy, William Nylander, be the one to drive the ship and bring the game home. Now, guys, we're right on time to start off the presser. So if you guys have any questions about the game, about life, about me, about anything, maybe what we need to make changes with the lineup, whatever questions you guys have, throw them down, and I'd love to answer that for you guys. We'll take some time to do that. But yeah, I mean, first of all, the arena though was electrifying, eh? I love the Swedish crowd. Those guys were so much fun. They were all cheering. And it was cool to see like how split even the fandom was between Leafs and Red Wings. And the cheers go from when the Red Wings were winning, they were just going crazy. The Leafs, like it was really cool to see the atmosphere. I wish I could have been there. Our own Steve Dangle, he's there, so I'm sure the LFR is going to be a lot of fun. He's going to talk about a lot of his experiences that he had watching that game. So that's going to be really cool. So I'm looking through some of the questions. Curtis Joseph, sorry. He's saying if anyone has to go, it will be Marner, not Willie. At this point, yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, it's all a numbers game, right? So we got to figure out how the numbers line up, but yeah, absolutely, Willie is the hotter guy right now, and I think his play translates better for the playoffs as well. Willie, sorry, is a bigger guy. He's able to use body more, and I feel like Marner just needs to size up a little bit, and I know he has been over the past few years since he's came into the league, but I still think he's a little too small. I think he's a little too less too timid, and I don't think he like. Is it just me, or it feels like he doesn't have that dog in him, right? Now that's something that like he has one good playoff series, and you can that can be completely behind you. He can wipe that whole stigma around him like completely clean, right? It just depends on how he plays. He has to perform at the end of the day, right? And this playoffs is going to be huge. It's going to be pretty important. We have a lot of the guys signed up, and hopefully Tree Livin bolsters up the roster a little bit, make some trades hopefully on defense, and hopefully Marner can get something going, right? So let's look back into some of the other questions. Open for Liljegren Timmins line at some point. Yep, that's gonna be fun to see. Oh, Liljegren, that's actually a fun conversation. In our SDPN group chat. Sorry, I need to get a drink. I'm the only one here, so I gotta keep talking. But yeah, in our SDPN general group chat, there was a lot of conversation about how a lot of people don't want to see Liljegren included in, like, let's say a Tanev or a Zadorov trade. I think I agree, and it's mainly because like this guy is just so good with the puck. I mean, he's young. He has some lapses of judgment. He's might not be the best in front of the net, but just the playmaking, the offensive upside, like, and the fact that he's like he's a homegrown, or not a homegrown, but like he's a quantity that's like been nurtured through the Leafs development program. It just feels like I have a special connection. The guy was drafted in the first round 2017, I believe. Had the health scare that dropped him down to make him eligible for the Leafs to even pick. So I don't know. I have a little soft spot for him. I think he's a great defenseman. I don't want to see him go, and I think seeing him paired up with Timmins and some point in the future would be really cool to see. And then Colin says 3 wins in a row. That's all that matters. Let's get it to 4. Yes, exactly. And listen, you can get that 4th win in a row on Sunday when the Leafs play the Wild again in Sweden. Hopefully, we can come out of this Swedish road trip with two wins, 2 dubs in the back, and keep that momentum moving forward. It's cool to see actually that they did keep the momentum, even though they have had such a long layoff. I mean, it's been 5 days between their last 2 games. So it has been quite a bit of time, I mean, they did look a little shaky to start the game. But once they got their feet under them, once they got going, I mean, they looked really good. So let's see if they can continue this on to Sunday. Sunday is also going to be an early game. It's a 8 a.m. game, Eastern Standard Time, so in the GTA's time zone. But that's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna have Armand and Lauren up for that game. I won't be on that game because I got the Cricket World Cup to look at. I got my team India is gonna be in the finals against Australia. That's gonna be really fun. Hopefully we win. All right. Let's see. And then Matthew in the chat says, so this is in regards to the Liljegren thing. He said send Liljegren in a package for Zadorov or Tanev. Okay, that's actually an interesting question. So I got a question for you guys. Okay, so you guys in the chat, pretend like you guys are on the show beside me and I'm talking to you guys. Who would you rather want? Do you want Zadorov or do you want Tanev? I have my answer. I know who I personally want, but I want to get some ideas from you guys and see what you guys have to say about that. So I'll let the chat go off a little bit. Yeah. So I personally want Tanev. Personally. I feel like Tanev just makes a lot of sense. I think he's a really good I don't know if we can get both, to be honest. So Darren, he's saying that we need both. I'm not sure if we can get both, but if we can, great. But if you had to choose one or the other, I would choose Tanev, right? There's a lot of guys that some are saying with our decor Zadorov, a lot of Tanev, Zadorovs. It looks like it's pretty even. There's a good split. I mean, both guys are great. So let me talk a little bit about the differences between those two players. Yeah, a lot of Zadorovs, a lot of Tanevs. Looks like a lot more Zadorovs in general. Interesting. So Zadorov, yeah, like a lot of the people in the chat are saying, he is the younger of the two, right? He's 28 years old, an absolute behemoth of a man. The man's fucking 6'6". I mean, he's like 250 pounds or something. And he uses that as a key proponent of his game, right? He throws his weight around. His biggest biggest part of his game is his ability to hit and lay big hits. I mean, he fucking smashed Bertuzzi a week ago, and I was so nervous about that. But yeah, he uses his size and he can like break up cycles. And he's coming off of a good season. I think he had like what, 13, 14 goals last season or something. No, don't let that fool you though. I mean, throughout his career, he's usually around, I think it's like the 4 or like 5 goal range in a season normally. But the problem that I find with Zadorov is he is a left-hand D, right? He shoots left-handed. That's a problem, right? We need some right-handed guys, and like look at Tanev. I know he's a little bit older. I know he's 33, and there's Kaya in the chat who's saying Tanev is coming to Vancouver. Listen. Tell Hughes to get off my boy. Tanev has to come to Toronto, please. Yeah, Tanev, he's 33 years old. He's a little bit older, right? But he fills a lot of the things that we need. He's able to break out well. He can carry the puck. He plays on the PK, which is huge. We really missing that. I mean, Hall, as much as we meme the guy, he was great on the PK. And having Tanev slot in, I mean, that just is a fit that works. He's Tanev, similar to Zadorov. I think Zadorov played top 4 defensive minutes last season, but Tanev has been as well. He's played heavy minutes, and he's a right-handed shot. I think that's like the biggest thing. The fact that he's a right-handed shot is huge. That's something that we desperately need. And just having him there will just allow us to mix up, have more flexibility in our lineups, throw in some different guys together. I mean, like fucking, you can throw in McCabe and throw in Tanev. That would work. So yeah, I think Tanev is just a better fit. Zadorov, I love to see the hits. I think like the physicality, the and like his frame. I think that's a big thing. But I think Tanev just fits a little bit better in terms of what the Leafs in particular needs. And so there's a couple guys. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people throwing some Hall hate. Yeah, that's exactly. Hall, yeah, he was not the most liked guy. I did not enjoy his time. I did not enjoy the bad parts of his game, I would say, when he was part of the Leafs. I mean, he was a statistic darling. But the turnovers, like you guys mentioned, who mentioned that? David W, he mentioned that as well. The turnovers, yes, big. I'm happy he's not with the Leafs. I agree. I don't want to see him with the Leafs. We saw him with the Red Wings, and Bertuzzi was able to strip the puck off of him and set up Tavares. So listen, I'm not mad about it. Yeah. Tanev and Gio can play every other game. Some Husho said that Bertuzzi was fantastic. Hope the Leafs get greedy and get 2 D-men. Hall failed the eye test. Yes, James, I think you hit the nail, or you hit the nail on the head. Is that the phrase? I think so. Yeah. Hall did fail the eye test. Yes, exactly. That is the best way to put it. Yeah. Well, are there any more questions that you guys have? Throw them down. Yeah, I saw one guy. I'm sorry to bring it back to cricket here, but yes, go Aussies. No, Screw you. We are fully Team India over here. I got my India jersey. I got my whole family coming over on Sunday to watch the game. It's a 3 a.m. game. The night before is a Diwali program that I'm gonna be out until midnight for. So I'm gonna have like 2 hours of sleep before the game. On top of that, we got the Leafs game, which I'm gonna have on one screen, the cricket game, and then what else is there? The League of Legends finals is also that day. There's way too much on Sunday. It's insane. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think this is gonna do it here from us. Yeah, I think this is gonna do here from us. We've been going on for a decently long time. Listen, I appreciate every single one of you guys that showed up today. This is my first time doing a stream alone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was a little bit nervous about it, but it was fun. I thought, in speaking with you guys and like just talking with the chat, I think it's really fun. There's a lot of people that are in the chat right now. If you guys haven't already, please click the like button. You guys are what makes this whole game over series work, so we love you guys. We love seeing you guys out. There's still like 120 130 of you guys watching. You guys are great, and I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I hope you guys enjoy the next game. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. So remember, Sunday they're going to be playing at 8 a.m. And Armand and Lauren are going to be live for that. But yeah, appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for being the best. Good night.